Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, today before I do this video, I would like to acknowledge white America. Well, that is the white America that has stepped up at this time to help us defend the situation that we're dealing with out here. Since these riots have been going on, I've seen white people get shot with rubber bullets and get beaten, ran over in different cities, just everywhere, different countries. But I went to a march in DC where I live, and the overwhelming response that came from white America that they are tired of seeing this abuse and watching people get murdered on camera and then get charged with their deaths. To me, I just want to say, man, to the white family that it stands behind that, I got big respect, man, and I want to say thank you to all of you, because when you guys weren't showing up, we surely had a lot to say about you. So I do want to give you that acknowledgement when you did show up, and to say thanks, and we appreciate. Congress even, made a statement with the Kente clause. To some, that was really nothing, but I have a lot of respect for the people that are making a conscious decision to say, no, we're not supporting this open racism. We're not supporting it. They took a stand. So I just wanted to take this first few moments of this video to acknowledge that right there. Now, for my video today, I want to talk to you guys about the trauma bond and triangulation. Excuse me. So, the trauma bond. Usually, when someone's in a narcissistic relationship, or in a relationship with a narcissist, usually you think you're in love with them. You've had 1,000 conversations with yourself about, why am I with this person? Why am I putting up with this craziness? Why don't I just leave this person? You've already had that conversation with yourself umpteen times. You can't even count it. So why are you with them, right? And then you give yourself excuses. Well, I do love him, or her. And, if all they got to do is straighten up and stop acting crazy and everything will be great. Well, that's not true. And it's not true because not only are they not going to stop acting up, not only are they not going to start respecting you or respect the boundaries, they're not going to change. But even bigger than that, you don't actually love that narcissist. You just think you do. You love something about dealing with them. And that's what this video is about today. So the thing that you actually have fallen in love with is the trauma. And that's why it's called the trauma bond. And the way the trauma bond works is, now, don't get me wrong, it comes from a relationship previous to the narcissist. Just like the narcissist has childhood trauma, so do you. So does the empath. And the narcissist is stepping in a place where that trauma can be exploited. And that's what they do. So the narcissist, what they do is they're going to come in, they're going to love bomb you, then they're going to pull back. They're going to start to abuse you, start to neglect you, then they're going to pull back in, act like they like you, and they're going to, act like they hate you, and they're going to come back in, they're going to dangle stuff to act like if you do this, I'll like you again, and they'll pull back and start to mistreat you and abuse you again. So believe it or not, especially for empaths that have been with a narcissist for a very long period of time, for years, you're addicted to the trauma. How do I know that you're addicted to the trauma? How would you know that you're addicted to the trauma? Well, let's do a test real quick. Love. Love is a verb. It is an action word. Love is something that requires respect, honor, trust, integrity. It requires more than that, but I just want to start out with those 4 right there. Without those 4 key elements, you do not have love. Okay? And I don't care which relationship you're trying to reference that to, whether it's your mother, father, sister, brother, spouse, uncle, aunts, anybody. The relationship between the sun and the earth. Every relationship that has love, the element of love, love has requirements. And if you don't have all of the ingredients, then you don't have it. So do you think the abuse, someone who abuses you, someone who treats you like trash and acts like they can't stand you, is showing you integrity? It's showing you respect. It's showing you anything good. So there you have it. And let's not make it bigger than what it is. Either you have love or you don't. Either you do or you don't. So now that we can see you don't have it, let's talk about what you do have. Because the relationship that you're in, you are being bounced around, like a tennis ball, and you're just being pushed back and forth, and you've gotten to a point where you're used to it. And you're questioning yourself. See, your inner self is saying, this isn't working, this isn't it, I'm not happy, I don't like this. If somebody asks you, like when you talk to your friends or family, whoever you've been talking to, because you've been talking to somebody, because that narcissist is driving you crazy. So you've been talking to somebody, whoever you're talking to, they're telling you like, why are you dealing with it? And you get to a place where you like, man, I don't even know. I don't know why I'm dealing with it. Because you're trauma bonded. You're trauma bonded. It's like a dope fiend. A dope fiend doesn't know that they're addicted until they don't have it. The same way you feel when you're breaking up with a narcissist, you start feeling like, whoa, hold up. You see all this pain. That's how a dope fiend feels when they don't have heroin. They start going into some serious pain. It's painful for them. So you're dealing with a trauma bond, not love. And that's one of the things that's holding you in there, because you think you love the person and you think that your heart is going to be broken and everything, and you're going to be depressed, and you're going to be going through all these stages of all of this, bad things. And what you really don't know is that you're really in a good place because you don't love that person. You're in an advantage. You're not going to go through that kind of pain. The pain you're going to face is the reconnection to yourself, because you have dismantled the relationship between you and that inner voice. you're destroying that relationship between you and that inner voice. Your inner voice has been telling you the whole time, this isn't it. This is not the one. To get away from this person. This person is not good for us. Leave him or leave her alone. They don't respect us. And you go talking to your friends, your family, whoever, anybody you can get to convince your inner voice to just shut up and go along with the program. So that's the pain that you're feeling. That's the pain that you're feeling. That's all it is. That inner voice has been silenced. But the moment that you give it life again, you won't feel lonely or anything like that. As a matter of fact, right now, if you're dealing with a narcissist, that's as lonely as you're going to be in your life. Everybody that deals with a narcissist is lonely. Everybody. Yes, I'm talking to you. You're lonely if you're currently dealing with a narcissist. That's as lonely as you're going to get in this lifetime. Because no matter what the relationship status is, whether you're married, whether you're living together, whether you're exclusive, no matter what the relationship status is, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, that's as lonely as you're ever going to be. Ever. So at this point, I want to bring the dynamic of triangulation in. And the reason I do is because the narcissist is a jack of all trades, but they are a master of pain. They are a jack of all trades, but they are the master of delivering pain. Pain is the secret weapon of the narcissist. They study pain, and that is the way they control you, with pain. So the triangulation, the reason that a narcissist will triangulate means that they will pit you against someone else in an intimate relationship. So ladies, if your man, he's dealing with you, he will go deal with another woman to pit you against one another. Now, you think you guys are exclusive. But once you start to put your man in a situation where he's starting to have to defend himself and his integrity, because he has no integrity, so he's not going to want to do that. What he's going to do is something, he just wants you to shut up. Fellas, same thing applies to you. They just want you to shut up and let them do what they do without you questioning them, because you're creating a narcissistic injury to them. So now they have to bring you as much pain as you humanly can bear. Now, usually with the human species, with all of us, when somebody is having an intimate relationship with your partner, your spouse, significant other, that usually delivers the most pain. So that's why the narcissist chooses that weapon most often, because it almost guarantees total destruction of your partner. So that's usually their weapon of choice, because they always going to choose a weapon of pain. And infidelity is usually the one that cuts the hardest, the deepest. So, and the reason that they choose this and the reason they want to hurt you so badly is because when they hurt you and they hurt you bad enough, somebody hurts you bad enough, you're going to want to know, why did you do that? They know it. You're going to want to know, why did you do that to me? How could you do this to us? And what the narcissist is looking at is, see, you would think that a narcissist would be, oh, I'm sorry, and I would never do this to you again, and this and that and other, and that I'm really not like that, and that she enticed me, and she just kept throwing herself at me, and I didn't want to do it, and I'm really not that type of person. Because they're gonna have a fat lie together for you. I mean, the best one you've ever heard, because they know you just want to listen. And what the narcissist knows is, as long as you're listening, you're not going nowhere. As long as they deliver the most pain they can, you're too weak at that point to leave them. So that's why they bring so much pain. Because it is designed that way so that you cannot leave. They done took your breath out of you. So you cannot leave at this point. You have to stick around. You have to figure out what you did. So now you're ready to work harder. You're ready to do more. Because, you just came out of a train wreck. Now the narcissist, they just got their time clock started over again. Hey, I got at least another 3 to 6 months of totally abusing you. Because now you want to go to counseling and you want to talk about it, and there you go. A narcissist is going to deliver the maximum amount of pain that they can deliver to you. Every time. Every time. Again, that's what they are. They are the master of delivering pain. And honestly, that's why you can't let go, because that pain has made you so weak in that moment. You gotta know. You got to know. It's making you sick, just like a heroin addict. You're going into convulsions if you have to be away while they're doing what they do. They study pain. They watch it. They know it. When a narcissist gets to, especially a malignant narcissist, when they get to a point where they're really trying to torture you, those are the people you're going to catch them. You're going to catch them in the act of having sex. They want you to see them. Because they want to tear your heart right out of your chest. They absolutely do. They want to tear your heart right out. They want to control the air you breathe. And they know that something like that is very traumatic. They know it is. But a lot of times, people, it's effective. It's effective because usually you want to talk about it, and you want to figure it out. You want to figure out what is it about that person that made them do that. And the reality of the story is this: you're just dealing with somebody who's no good at all and never will be. See, this is the thing. The one thing that I want to be able to share with people is you got one life. That's it. This is not a dress rehearsal. You're not going to get a do-over. You're getting one opportunity. And when you sit back and say you spent 20, 30, 40, 50 years with a narcissist, man, those people are not bragging about that. That's their way of saying, man, I just wasted 20, 30, 40, 50 years on something that could have been over in 1 year. But I just wasted this much of my life with somebody thinking one day they'll change. Well, I think I can love them into, acting like a better person, or treating me nice, or doing this, or they'll get it together. If I just show them unconditional love, they're never gonna change. And if you really do your homework, I think that you'll find that you don't know one person in your life that has ever changed their personality. Not one person. I'm not talking about people who get off drugs and stuff like that. That's not really a personality flaw. That's a chemical imbalance. I'm talking about people who have changed their character. You cannot find one. And that narcissist is an example of that. They're not going to change. They do not change. That is not what they do. That is not who they are. They do not change. They will not change. And you're going to waste a lot of your time, a lot of your life trying to wait and see if they're going to change. People, every day you spend with a narcissist is a day off your life, the day you're not getting back. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to appeal to that inner voice. That voice that's been telling you the whole time, get away from this fool. Just leave, just get away. Because on the other side, the one thing you got, there's so many things that you have to look at that not being with that narcissist, that you won't have to deal with again. You don't have to wake up every morning in the bed or in the home with a lying, cheating, disgusting, fighting, future faking, foul person that's trying to destroy you. You don't have to come home to that. You don't have to see that. You don't have to live and pretend you're happy sometimes with it. Because that's all you're doing. If you acting, if you smiling when you with a narcissist, you acting. You're not smiling because you're happy. Because they're not going to let you be happy. They're not going to let you be happy. You're not controlling that if you're dealing with a narcissist. They wouldn't deal with you if you just were able to just be happy around them all the time. They would destroy you. They're not having that. No. So, looking at the things that you won't deal with anymore. You don't have to second guess somebody every day. What they up to today, what they steal today, who they cheat with today, how they stabbing me in the back today. When you cut when you cut a narcissist off, all of that stuff stops. You don't have to be looking over your shoulders all the time. Like what's going on? When you go out with them, you don't even feel like you're out with them. You feel like they have to assess the room to see if there's anybody in the room that they like before they'll even acknowledge that they're really with you, before you'll start to feel like you're actually with that person. That's if you're even going out. Intimacy, Lord have mercy. I know you're deprived in intimacy. I know you're deprived in that because a narcissist is not intimate. Yeah, they started out that way. Trust, it doesn't end that way. There's nothing intimate about them. They look at it as weakness. No, they're not. You're not going to be getting kissed in your mouth every day and all that. You're not. Even when you're having sex with one, it's not intimate. It's all one-sided. So I'm just saying, the things that you're sacrificing in your life to stay with one of those things. Whew, man. I'm just trying to appeal to that little voice in you that's saying, we've had enough. We've had enough. Come on, let's go. We've seen enough. This is not going to change. This person is not going to change. They're going to get worse. That's the only change you will see. It'll steadily get worse. So, hey, I wanted to just touch on those topics for you guys tonight. I want you to like, share, comment, subscribe. Like to thank all my new subscribers. We're getting up there. People, we're getting up there. we getting up there slowly but surely. This has been a building process, but it's been a beautiful journey. I really appreciate you guys. And again, just leave me a message if you want that one-on-one coaching. I love talking to you guys, and I know how hard it is, you know, when you're, especially when you're really going through it. So just reach out, and you know, we're gonna take care of you. All the new subscribers, I'm giving you 1 hour free coaching. Thanks again. That's my video.